Well, hey everybody, it's 3 p.m. and it's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby. I hope all of you had a great Mother's Day. I did, and what I really shouldn't have put my apron on first, but let me loosen this up because you have to see how fabulous this gift I got from my daughter and son-in-law is. This is a shirt. It's all the way down to the back. It's a jersey, and this mask is attached to the shirt. And when you come out of the grocery or wherever you are, you just take the mask down, or when you're going in to wherever you are, mask goes up, matches your shirt, looks so cute. It's cool. It's a nice jersey. And it was one of my favorite Mother's Day gifts that I got this weekend, yesterday. It was so fun. I got three of them, one in the tie-dye, one in black, and one in hot pink, which of course you know I'm a sucker for hot pink. So I just thought I would share. I have no idea where she got it, but if you want to know, put it in the chat and I'll figure it out. I know it came very quickly because she only had discovered it, she tells me now, just a few days earlier. So could have come off Amazon. I don't know, but I will check with her. My second most favorite present that I got for Mother's Day is this fabulous rolling pin. And what this says, you can't really see it, but it says, actually, you probably can because it's written backwards, and it says made with love. And it says made with love in all kinds of different languages. And basically, when you roll your pizza dough or your pie crust or whatever else you might be rolling, this imprints in all these different languages, made with love. And I was so excited to use it today that I decided, hey there, Lucy, hey, Lisa, that I decided that what I was going to do is use it. So today we are making quiche. And I am using a ready-made pie crust, but I think it is going to be fabulous to just open this up and to use the rolling pin ever so briefly on this pie crust just to see what it does. I do know that she got this rolling pin at Anthropologie, which I love Anthropologie. They sometimes just have the coolest things. So this pie crust is really ready to go. If I had, hi Lene, how are you? So nice to see you. Hope you guys had a great Mother's Day. So nice to see you, Lene. So I'm using this rolling pin. It says made with love in all kinds of different languages. You can imprint into the crust. And so I'm going to start at this end and I am going to roll. Whoop. Let me really dig in. There we go. There we go. Made with love. Oh, it's so cute. Let me just show you. There it is. So the harder you press, the more indentation it is. I hope I can get it up right now. I don't know if you guys can see that. Isn't that fabulous? You can feel it. It's very indented there. So yes, it's coming up beautifully. And the best way to get up a dough like this is just to roll it ever so gently into itself. Whoop. And then try to keep it attached, which that did not. So, okay. I'm used to a grander rolling pin, a little bit bigger. And then we're just going to take it and press it gently into this pie crust. It's okay if you make some folds. And then on the outside, you're going to see that it will say made love like, well, not made love like butter, but made with love is what this says. But I think I like to make one that says spread love like butter. Don't you guys think? Wouldn't that be fabulous? So fun. So, all right, we're going to put this crust. Let me just grab a fork really quickly. Let me move you a little bit forward. Let me tighten this up. Okay, we tighten right here. Yep, that's tightening right like that. Okay, hey, Lisa, Lucy, Lene, Heather is here. Heather, I've been waiting to hear from you all day. I need to borrow your car, and I wish I hadn't given you your keys last night. But anyway, I think I'll call you right after the show. This is the best part about having a show with family is when they tune in, you can tell them what you've been meaning to tell them all day long when you didn't have time. So that's kind of cute. Okay, can you grab me a fork right in there? It's great to have Megan here. Roseanne, hello to you. We have all been worried about you. Are you home? Are you still in the hospital in Hawaii? I posted for Roseanne over the weekend, who unfortunately was spending her Mother's Day, either recovering or just getting out of the hospital. Tell us, Roseanne. Type to us. Tell us where you are. Tell us what your flight was home. Of course, she was out of surgery right after the show on Friday, and she texted me and told me of her ordeal, but I knew she was doing well. Let everybody know. Okay, can you see this? I'm sure she's typing right now. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's it. And we're just going to fold this crust under. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're just going to set it aside. I just thought that's so clever. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if through the camera you can actually see it, but when the light circles on it, you can really see it. It's so cute. So thank you to Harmony for her clever thoughts. I just absolutely loved it. So let's start. There we go. Roseanne says we got home last night. My God, I can't even believe it. Resting and recovering today. Delta was wonderful and very helpful the entire way home. That's really good to know because you often wonder how those airlines are. If they say, sorry, you're sick, but move over, what happens over there? So let's move this over. And let's start heating up our oil. So this is a mushroom spinach quiche. We're going to start with the onion and start sauteing down and sweating the onion. Of course, we do that with the salt. And let's see if we can move some of this over here. Get it out of my way. Seems like all these ingredients took up a very large place on the kitchen counter here. So let me get you all aligned. And so I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day. Tell me how your Mother's Day was, what you did. Just talk to me just a little bit. Tell me how everything went for all of you. I thought of all of you. You know, it's a funny thing I said to my husband this morning is we didn't take a single picture. And we didn't because I am always so busy actually doing what I tell you I do. And I get all engaged in the process of cooking for my family and entertaining. We had, I think, 14 or 15 people here, which was really a lot of fun. The kids were swimming. My husband was watching baseball outside on the new patio. We had music over by the outdoor kitchen that was blasting. We made our Mother's Day cocktail, which was so fun. It was so delicious. I really enjoyed that. And then we just ate and enjoyed. I remember I marinated that beef tenderloin, and it just turned out fantastic last night. And as my dear friend Lisa said, let the tenderloin be the star of the show, which I did. And I did use her recipe for her spinach and blueberry and mandarin orange salad, which was fantastic. And it was a fun day with all. I made green beans as well, and we had tons of appetizers. So Roseanne said that my daughter sent me a pineapple bromelized plant that actually has a tiny pineapple growing. That is amazing. I don't know if pineapple can stay alive in this weather. And Lucy says, my niece and I spent the day in Hollywood at the Melrose Place Farmers Market. How fabulous is that, the Melrose Place Farmers Market? I love that. I love that farmers market. I used to go there when I was a little girl. It's so fun. Okay, so we're sweating these onions. And, oh, Lene, I was able to spend it with my son, daughter-in-law, and my soon-to-be first grandson. How amazing is that? I can't wait for him to be here. Lene, your life is going to change forever. Your investment in your children is the interest, or is the principal, but the interest gets paid when your grandchildren are born. Trust me, you've heard it 100 times, but it's so true. I can't explain what it's like, but when it comes, it's just the most amazing experience you will ever have in love in your life. So, okay, these onions are coming along. Now, what I want to show you is how to clean mushrooms. So let's take these over here. And when you have button mushrooms that need to be cleaned, you're going to hold it by the stem. And let me just turn you so I don't get the dirt right into the onions here. And you take a clean sponge. This is a sponge cloth that I get at Whole Foods. and you just wipe it like that, because if you actually run water over it, mushrooms absorb the water and they become much too wet, and you can't get the water out of them. So then you pull out the stem, and here we go. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit and do one more. There we go. Super duper. Stem comes out, and I have a whole bowl of them here. There we go. And we are going to take them and we are going to cut them up. So let's see if I can just move this spinach. I don't know how or why I've lost room here, because I usually have so much more room than I have. But let's get these mushrooms cut up. And let's see if you can all see this. There we go. Let me turn you. Okay. All right. So I devised this quiche recipe. It's by Ree Drummond, the Pioneer Woman on Food Network, just because I wanted to use my new rolling pin that said "Made with Love," which I absolutely adored. And it's so great to see that imprint. If I was making my own pie crust and I had to push harder to spread it and get it out, the imprint would be even that much bigger. But because this was a ready-made pie crust, I was rolling when I didn't need to, so there wasn't a lot to roll into as a result of that. But it is definitely indented and showing up. So here we go with the mushrooms, nicely chopped, just a rough chop. So beautiful. Okay, here we go. Take these mushrooms into the pot. There we go. And I think I just need to add just a little bit more olive oil, just to keep it going, and turn up the fire now because those onions started to caramelize a little too fast. So there we go with that. Okay, our chopping is done. I can get rid of this now, and over we go. Okay, Lucy says, you like to use an egg slicer to cut the mushrooms. That's a great idea. I have heard that. I'm going to try not to forget that. That is a fabulous idea, Lucy. I love that. Okay, let me grab. I love that. And this is what I love about all of us, is that, of course, over in Gather, that we are always sharing ideas and different things that we do and not do. So that is a great idea. How many of you do that? How many of you use an egg slicer to slice your mushrooms? I think that's a fabulous, fabulous idea. Okay, so thumbs up if you do an egg slicer with your mushrooms. Okay, so while this is cooking up, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of thyme to this. That smells amazing. I think thyme and mushrooms, I believe mushrooms probably grow close to thyme, just like tomatoes grow next to basil. So I don't know how many of you knew this, that if you're growing tomato plants and you want to keep big bugs out of that tomato plant, one of the companion plants that you plant next to it is actually basil, because the scent of the basil keep the caterpillars, the big things that eat your tomato plants away. And so doesn't it stand to reason that the one thing that we eat and eat well and love, which is, hey Frank, which is the tomato and basil in so many different combinations, that they would work together so beautifully as companion plants. So I definitely love that. Okay, a little more oil. And I have a feeling thyme and mushrooms work well together too. Okay, so here we go. I'm not going to put the spinach in yet because the spinach actually condenses. But what I am going to do, let me just turn you here. Let me walk over here. Is this calls for 8 eggs and a cup and a half of, here we go. 8 eggs, there's 2. And I'm not making these room temperature because Megan, our fabulous, talented intern, is here. And she's actually going to take this quiche home tonight for her family. And I really actually, because it's in her car and it is hot out, much hotter than it was in January, I'm going to give this to her. So I felt using the eggs at full temperature by the time it gets to baking, it's going to be room temperature, and that's going to be, oh. So do you know the trick to getting a shell out of something, a small shell, rather than the one I just reached in, is that an eggshell is the only thing that can actually take out an eggshell. So you take this, if you get a small eggshell in there, you just reach in and you just take it right out. And that is the best way to get eggshells out. So now we need a whisk. Let me grab that whisk. And we're going to put in 1.5 cups of half and half. So a little bit of salt and pepper as we go. Here we go. What's amazing is that none of these broke up when I was doing it. Let me just tilt you down a little bit so you can see. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty. Going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in here. Make sure all those eggs are mixed up. Okay. And here's a little bit of fresh ground pepper that I did for the weekend. And some salt in there. There we go. Okay. Mix it. Oh, there's an egg that didn't make it. There we go. Let's get that sucker mixed up. Okay. All right. There we go. Now let's turn this back on and turn you back around. Okay. Roseanne said, good tip. I didn't know that about using the eggshell. Yes, it's the best thing ever. Okay. Turning this up. At this point now, we're going to go ahead and put in these 2 cloves of garlic. I actually put in 2.5 cloves right here. That way they will not burn because this spinach is not going to be in here too long. So what happens is, well, you know, spinach just from all of this will literally melt down to practically nothing. So let's give it a minute. And I'm going to take this over here. So how beautiful is that? There we go. Well, I love that we give some good tips. So I will tell you, I have my very first student, my VIP cooking class, or my cooking confidence coaching class, who is going to be with me tomorrow. We're starting at 11. We may be together for 3 to 4 hours, so she might come on tomorrow's show. I don't know. We'll have to see how that's going. I have no idea how long this is going to take. But she lives in West Virginia, and she's trying to find mascarpone cheese, and she cannot find it, which is very interesting that she cannot find it, but she can't. So I looked up substitutes, Megan did actually for me, and we discovered that whipped cream cheese with 1/4 cup of whipping cream whipped together will actually give you mascarpone cheese. So does anybody know any quick substitutes for such a thing? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you know here. Okay, take this and mop this up, just cleaning up a little bit here, getting these eggshells over here. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to move this over so that it's out of the way. Whoop, there we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our fabulous imprinted pie crust in the pie plate, and we are going to layer into the pie plate. Let me just move this a little bit closer so you can actually see as I layer. There we go. Both of these in the shot there. How's that? Yep, that looks good. Okay, so we're going to just take some of this out, and we're going to layer it onto the bottom of the pie plate. Can you see that? This looks so beautiful. So this recipe did not call actually for onion, but somehow a spinach mushroom quiche with garlic and thyme without onions did not seem right to me. It's like, I don't know about that. Where are the onions in this recipe? And for the life of us, we could not find the onions, so I didn't care. I put them in anyway. So here we go. All right, into the pie plate. Now, We have a mixture of Gruyere cheese and cheddar. It's a combination, which I got at Trader Joe's, actually to use on my cheese plate over the weekend. And so we're going to make layers here with the cheese and the filling. Oh, this looks delicious. Absolutely delicious. Okay. And we'll place another layer right on top. Like that. Megan, is this looking great for your family tonight?
Yes.
I'm so excited. You have to take a picture and post it.
Yes. I will.
You have to be better at it than I am. I am terrible. Like, only after everything was done last night, I should have taken a picture of the kitchen. Even though my husband cleaned it, nothing was put away. It still looked like a disaster. But I do want to thank my husband, who was the best husband and helped to give me a fabulous Mother's Day yesterday, because he cleaned everything and he helped me at the last minute get a few things chopped that I didn't get done in time. Speeds up the process. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're going to layer the rest of this cheese right on to, it's about a half cup, about 8 ounces of Gruyere and cheddar. Do this. There we go. And I think what we're going to do is just, there's a little bit left. I just want to show you how I do this. If you can see, yep, you can see. I have this great little cheese grater that I got in San Francisco that I found on my way to the ball game, on my way to Giant Stadium. And I saw this fabulous little girl in the window and said, I have to have her. And so, whoop, wrong side. So I love, and she's nice and sharp and just great. And it's really, really a good handle where you can really grab on and hold it nice. So let's get the rest of this. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's get the rest of this cheese. I didn't quite make it. Go. And this. Big chunk there. Okay. That's it. Just fill in the gaps here. Fabulous, right? Okay, there we go. And now we're going to take this mixture and we're going to pour it right into the top. And then Megan, I would say right as you're baking this, once it starts to brown, I would add some fresh shaved cheese right on the top. And I don't think I'm going to fill it anymore. Let's see. There we go. I think that's it. You're going to want to bake this at 400 degrees on a sheet pan so that it doesn't, if it puffs up, it doesn't go all over your oven. And that's it. Hey, Peter Guzman, how are you? Peter Guzman's daughter is getting married next weekend. We're going to his daughter's wedding in Park City. So excited to be there. And look at that. That's beautiful. And Megan is going to take pictures and post them in Gather with Nanny Bubby, and also on her own page if you follow Megan Wood. Who knows if they do or if they don't, but they might. So there you have it, everybody. That is how yum is right. I know. That's how I made use of my Mother's Day present, my mask top. Don't you love this? I just love it. And all the way down the back, it's so cute, nice and jersey over a pair of leggings. And my rolling pin that says made with love. So on the count of 3, everybody, 1, 2, 3, go out and spread love like butter. Hey, Teresa. Bye, Teresa. Bye, everybody.